Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I hope that you all are fine, happy and fresh. This is your science teacher Muhammad Mashood Khan, and today we are going to discuss some question answer of chapter number 11, that is the environment. That is page number 149 to 151. Question number 1 is, what are the two non-living things in the ecosystem? So the answer of the question is, some examples of important non-living things or abiotic factors in an ecosystem are sunlight, temperature, water, air, wind, rocks and soil. So this is the answer of the question. So in easier words, in the question you were asked to tell about the two non-living things in the ecosystem. So we know that the non-living things come in the abiotic factor, and abiotic factor contains sunlight, temperature, water, air, wind, rocks and soil, because they are all non-living things. Now question number 2. Question number 2 is, give two examples of living factor of this environment. So the answer of the question is, living factors of the environment is known as biotic factors. For example, biotic factor includes all animals, plants, trees, grass, bacteria that you might find in an ecosystem. So this is the answer of the question. And in the question you were asked about the two examples of the living factors. So we know that the living factors come in the biotic factors, and all animals, plants come, and even bacteria and other microorganisms, they all come in the category of biotic factors. So this is the answer of question number 2. Now the question arises, what is an ecosystem? So an ecosystem is a community of living organisms interacting each other and their non-living environment. Then another small question is there, what makes up an ecosystem? So we say all living things including plants, animals and bacteria, and including non-living things which includes sunlight, rocks, soil. When they all combine, they make up an ecosystem. As you can see in the picture also, there are living things also and non-living also. So when they combine, they form an ecosystem. We move to the next question. Give an example of an ecosystem. Examples of the ecosystems are aquatic ecosystem, desert, forest and human ecosystem, etc. So just like we discussed in the earlier question that what is an ecosystem, so we said that an ecosystem is a community of living organisms interacting with each other and their non-living environment also. So this was the ecosystem, and there are different example of ecosystem that includes the aquatic, which means the one which are in the water. Then the next one is the desert, which we know is a dry place. Then the forest is a place where there are a lot of trees, plants and even animals living there. And then is the human one, where the human community is living. So these are all the example of the ecosystem. The next question is, what is a habitat? So the answer of the question is, in ecology, a habitat is the type of the natural environment in which a particular species or a particular species of organisms live. So habitat is the one thing that is living in one particular environment. Like you can see in the picture, there is a forest habitat, means the one animal or plant which is living in the forest is called the habitat. Then there are animals habitat. There are some water habitat also. The one animal habitats are the one which are like they can live in any condition. If they are living in one particular condition, so these will be the animal habitat of that particular one. Like if they are living in a forest, so we can say that they are the woodland habitat. The one who are living in the water or just bank of the river or the sea, so we can say they are the water habitat. Then the desert habitat, like the one plants or animals who are living in the desert are called the desert habitats. So the answer of the question is exactly that in ecology, a habitat is the type of natural environment in which a particular species of organism lives. So that is the answer of the question. Next question is, what does adaptation means? So the answer of the question is, an adaptation is a special skill which helps an animal to survive and do everything it needs to do. Adaptations could be physical changes to the animal's body or behavioral changes in how an individual animal or a society do things in their daily life. So adaptation is basically the skill or the characteristic of the animal which the animal or any living thing do for living in some particular environment. That change can be some physical change also, and that or sometime that change is in the behavior also. So the changes which the living things do to survive in some special condition are called the adaptations. Now moving to the next question. The next question is, what do woodland birds feed on? So many woodland birds feed on insects from leaves and bark that covers the trunk of the tree, in air and on the ground. So the question was asked that what do the woodland birds feed on? So they feed on insects, leaves, and which are covered in the trunk of the tree. So this is the answer of the question. Now we will discuss the next question, that is, how do mussels feed? So mussels survive by taking in water, keeping microorganisms and nutrients for food. Mussels feed by filtering microscopic animals and plants from the seawater. So you can see in the picture, this is the mussel, and you're asked that how mussels feed. So mussels basically they feed on the microorganisms and nutrients from the food. So how do they get these microorganisms? They take in the water and then they keep the microorganisms and nutrients as a food, and mussels feed by filtering the microscopic animals and plants from the seawater also. So we cannot see this their food by the naked eye. They are microscopic, so they keep these microscopic animals and plants, and they get from where they get from the seawater. The next question is, why do seabirds have strong beaks? So the answer of the question is, they have large strong beaks with a curved tip to prevent their prey from escaping like seagulls. So the question was asked that why do the seabirds have strong beaks? So the answer is that they have strong beaks and curved tip on just because so that they can prevent their prey from getting skipped. So and other thing is that also that they have strong beaks so that they can break up the shells also. The next question is, why do camels have big feet and a hump? The answer of the question is, camels have big feet because it stops them sinking into the sand, And the answer of the part B is that why camels have a hump. The answer is camels have the hump because camel stores food as fat in their hump. So this is the answer of the question. I hope